time, guys. It's time for us to toss a coin to the Witcher. So, I've done a nice arrangement for you guys, just 2 lines, and it's very chordal based. It will be Pima fingers. Remember, Pima is thumb on the bass notes, the E, the A, the D, index on the G, middle on the B, and then ring finger over there on the E string. That's how I'm going to be playing this one. But let's talk about the chords first. So chord-wise, we've got an A minor, got a C. We're going to use a G this way round because that's a C, if I move that out of the way, and then that's your G. And that's just easier to get to, right? Rather than going like that. So we're going to do it this way. So to get into that G, to start with, practice going C, and then these two go up 1, that one goes down, that comes off. All right, let's do that again. So C, and then those two go up the top, that one goes down, that one comes off. And trust me on that, that shape is going to help you out. Right, so that's our G major. Then we've got an E minor as well, and an E major. That's the one where we put the first fret down on our G string. And we also have an E7. Now there are ways that we would have done that in open, so I might as well show you those anyways. Good to know. So E7, there's your E major. Lift off your ring finger, E7. Or there's your E major, 3rd fret on the B string. A very pretty E7. I like that one a lot. But we're not going to use those. We're going to come up to 4th fret and use a D7 shape. So you're going to have 4, 3, 4. And that's going to give you a nice E7. Do like this one. So that would be D7 down there. And we're going to come up this way towards the sound hole. 1, 2. And that will give us that E7. And then finally we'll have a barre on 5th fret to give us... 5th fret, that is. 5th fret. To give us our A minor. And you'll know if you get it wrong because you'll be there. You'll be like, ooh, no, not quite. So just come up 1. All right. So there's your chords. Like I said, you're going to be moving in a very chordal fashion. So do use the chords to help you. Because that way, if you pluck the wrong string, they've got your back. So as always, I'm going to say it throughout, but you'll see me put down my chords and I'll try and show you ways to do it without doing that. But you'll see me mess up a lot when I do that because it's just so much easier for my fingers to have the chords down. Then they can treat it like an anchor to find other positions. So you use this 3 a lot, for instance. If I put the whole of the C chord down, I can find the 3. If I don't, and I just put that down, it's having trouble finding that if I'm not looking at the neck. And ultimately, you don't want to be looking at the neck the entire time. You want to be looking at your sheet or out the window to enjoy the lovely sunshine. So we want to set you free from that and not have you rely on your eyesight. And that's the way to do it. Use your chords. All right, lecture over. Let's have a look at bar 1. Now, we're in 4/4, which means we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Also means we could count that as T, 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 T. And if we look at the rhythm, we've got a T, coffee, tea, coffee. So a very friendly thing. And before we get into this, I'm going to say, if you really don't feel up to doing the accompaniment and you just want to play the tune, just play the top numbers. So that in this case would be 2, 2, 1, 0, 3, 1. All right, all the top numbers of the tune. The bassy notes, the low notes are all the accompaniment. All right. Back to doing the accompaniment then. So we're going to first and foremost pinch our A string with our G string. That will give us that 0 and 2. Nice powerful start. And if I have my A minor down, I'm good to go because the 1 is there ready for me to play on the B string. So I'm going to go T, coffee, index to middle. Coming into a C chord. Get nice and comfy, there we go. And that's going to be, again, thumb on the A string because we're on a bass note. And then ring finger because it's on the E string. Back to the middle finger for the B. And the 1 is already down because I put my whole chord down. If I didn't put my whole chord down, that would look more like this. And let's make sure I instantly have to look at the neck and make sure I get this correct. Whereas before I'm not looking. So here we go. So it's okay, but it's a little bit clunky and I'm having to look at the neck. So it's doable and it's different for all of us. You might prefer to do it that way. For me personally, I've got to put my chords down. And that's okay. All right, let's do that together then. Bar 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tea, coffee, tea, coffee. Good. And if you need to slow down at any point, guys, I'm going to put a little graphic here just to remind you how you do that on YouTube. You can always slow these videos down if you need me to go slower. That's absolutely fine. Okay, from there, little finger's coming up. That's going to find my 3 for the next bar. This one's coming up. Like I said, that's kind of your backwards G. You don't have to put that one down, but you might find that your hand thanks you for it because it'll feel a little bit more stable than if it wasn't there. That's quite uncomfortable. That's a little bit better. But ultimately, this shape is just awkward. It's going to take you a while to get happy with it. So persevere, because it's useful. You can use it in a lot of different songs. Again, lecture over. Carrying on, bar 2. And you're starting with a coffee. So you're going to have a coffee. Then you've got a co, because that's a quaver rest. So we'll have a coffee. And then coffees again. Coffee, coffee. Whole bunch of coffee in this bar. You could count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you want to. Let's do it with coffee first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, 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 coffee. And I might hammer on the last one as well, guys. I will probably remember to do it later, but I will hammer that on. So I'm going to pluck my B with my middle finger and hammer that finger down. So you pluck, and then it goes to the other finger, the fretting finger. Alright, let's do that again then. Let's get my position nice. Got my 2 3s. Okay. This time I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Good. I suspect you're probably alright with that. If you need to go back, that's fine. Like I said, go back, slow it down, whatever you need to do. So I'm going to talk about this little tie that's going over the bar here. These are the sorts of things that make people panic, but they're easier than they look. And all that means is you play the 1 once. So you've got your hammer on, that goes over the bar line, then I play my 0. Oh, 0 guys, 0. They forgot to go to A minor. So yeah, it's tied over the bar, so that's tying that quaver note of the 1 to the next quaver note of the 1, which makes the 1 now worth a crotchet. And the only reason it's not a crotchet is mathematically in the bar it's got to have 4 beats, not 4.5. So there you go, there's the maths behind it. Don't worry about it, all you got to do is remember, okay, I'm playing the 1 once, then I'm straight to the 0, and I'm good to go. Alright, if these really mess you up, and I mean like you've tried it several times first and you're still messing it up, then you could just ignore that one before the bar line and play the one after it. So you could just go, if I go from the 3s, you could go, don't play it, try again. That would be absolutely fine. It's a minimal difference. I'll play both versions to you, so we'll do it that way first. Or the way I've written it. So you can hear there's not much in it. A little bit, just a little bit of a change, but there's not too much in it. Alright, so don't beat yourself up if you struggle to get it, that's fine. Okay, let's talk about the next bar, because we've talked about what we're going to do. So we're not playing the 1, we're playing the 0 first. Make sure the A minor's down so you don't make my mistake. So we're going 0, 2, and then over to that 0, and then we're going into a C chord to help us find this 3. Then we've got 2 3s, we've also got the 1 covered, so it's worth putting the chord down. And we're going to hammer again because we've got the same kind of action coming up next. We could even pull off if we want. So pull off. You're just pulling off the notes. So you pluck, pull, and pull. And it is a bit of a pull. And don't worry, if it doesn't do it neat, you don't have to do it. You could just go. But definitely try the hammer on. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do the hammer on. So let's go from the previous bar so that we can get that hammer on. So we can practice it. We'll go from the quavers. And I will count you. And we're going to go from that 3 1 0 1 sequence. So I'm going to put my thumb there ready for the 0 in the next bar, otherwise I might miss it and I don't want to miss it. And I'm coming from a G shape, so let's put that down so that I know I'm coming from the right place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how it's going to sound all together. Now let's just come solely from bar 3 then. So we're just going to be hitting the 0. Alright, just bar 3, let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. As you can tell, this one's a little harder to count. It feels like a feeling. It's kind of strange because your 0 is only a quaver. So you've got to get off it fairly quickly. So it's a bit like going, let's think about it. It's a bit like going coffee, coffee. Yeah, let's think of it like 2 coffees, shall we? I think that'd be easier for you guys. So you're going to think coffee, coffee. So it's as if you've got a cough, which is a quaver rest, like in the previous bar. I think you'll find that easier to count. So you're going coffee, 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 and then you're fine with the rest of it. So let's count in on bar 3, and we'll do it with coffees. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, 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 coffee. Hey, good. Let's do it again. A little bit slower, maybe. I'm still going a bit fast. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, 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 coffee. Good stuff. Lovely. Into the next bar because I'm raring to go. All right, so bar 4 then. We've just done a... So we're good to go in terms of the 0, 1. We don't have to play the 1 again. We're hitting the 3. Let's think of it the same way we did a minute ago. But this time, let's picture another quaver rest because we've got a quaver rest there. Let's picture another one. That way we can think coffee, 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 tea. And that's a little bit easier for our brains if we're counting it. Let's do that again then. So we'll go, I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, 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 tea. And let's see, can I count that? I'm going to count it straight like 1, 2, 3, 4 because some people prefer that, so let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, quite like the point where we get to the E minor. Sorry, this little monkey's trying to escape. Because that's fairly simple. That little moment, because you know you're just hammering on the 2, I must admit, I don't bother with the whole chord. And in fact, you'll miss it if you do put down the E minor chord. So this is probably the only point of the song where I don't really use the chord. I need this 2, this A over here. I don't need the E and the B. So don't put down the chord on this E minor, just... And use that open note to look ahead to the next line and go, where am I going next? A minor, okay, I'm good. You'll have maybe a little gap, a thinking space, and that's what it's there for, so that's fine. You can go. Always, always, always use open notes to think and to look at the sheet, and if you've got a chance, look at the neck and go, where am I going next? That's what they're there for. All right. Let us do the entire top line then, guys. I'm pretty sure we can do it. Entire top line. Let's go nice and steady. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. How'd you do? I think I might have taken like artistic liberties there with a few pauses, but that's okay, that's all right. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, and like I've said before, if you need to slow that down, rewind, go for it. Here's the graphic again, slow it down, rewind, that's fine. All right then, coming in on line 2, same as bar 1. And a little of bar 2, and then we change. So we've got that coffee, coffee, and then we still have coffee, coffee, but our notes are changing. So we're reaching over to the E for the 3, and then back to this 3. And I know that that's awkward. I know a lot of people are not going to enjoy using their little finger. If that's you, then take the shape off and use a different finger, maybe a ring finger. And that would be fine. I like using it because I'm coming from that shape anyway, so it helps me keep my bearings, know what's going on, you know. Things I wish I had in everyday life. a way of anchoring thyself. But yeah, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Now I will say, if you take off this 3, do it gently. So if you do it badly, you'll get a... That wasn't too bad, I must admit. I've heard worse. That kind of thing, where you're getting that E ghosting onwards, that ghost note. You don't want that, obviously. So if we take off the 3, do it gently. You can kind of hear when it's successful, because I'm not hearing the E. It's not the worst thing, I must admit, if you do hit the E, because E minor is the relative minor of G major. And so an E would be in the relative minor's chord. It's all very theoretical, I know, but basically you could get away with it. So it's not the end of the world, but it's something that's it's worth you being aware of it, is what I'm trying to say. Because we don't really want lots of ghost notes, ideally. But anyway, like I said, you can get away with it anyway. So coming over, let's do that again. Bar 6, or line 2, second bar in. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, 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 coffee. And let's do that one last time, slowly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, 2, 3, 4. Nice, good. And then after that, again, it's tied over. So same as all the other ones, you've got a... And I leave the 3 down just so that I don't do anything stupid like that, because I'll get a ghost note if I flick it off. So I just leave it down until I've got it nice and clean. Coffee, 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 coffee. And then I'm good to get into the next bar. So I would advise leaving the 3 down. Whatever finger you choose to play it with, might be your ring finger, leave it down and hit the 0, hit the other 0. You're going thumb to ring. Option to leave that on. I'm doing it out of habit. You don't have to though. Probably one of the easiest bars in this one. So remember, just don't play the 3 again in this bar. Let's rewind you a bit, because the last 2 bars you're gonna love. So let's go back to the beginning of this second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then we carry on and we get those pretty little, pretty chords. I like that bit. All right, I will just say, because I don't think I've made it clear, in bar 7, which is the 3rd bar in on the second line, you're going, in terms of counting, or in terms of coffee, I prefer coffee today. We're going coffee, 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 and then you carry on. So you're still counting 4 coffees. Coffee, 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 coffee. So the second fee, if you like, your first fee is the 0. You're going coffee, yeah, and then you're going coffee. The second fee is displayed there as a quaver rest, if that helps. And then the other 2 is a minim rest, but we're counting it as coffee to make it easier for ourselves, so we don't end up with a, which would be a little bit slow and wouldn't be as cheeky as a. Right, it's not, again, not the end of the world if you turn it into crotchets. It's just, let's try and get the quaver if we can. So coffee, 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 coffee. And then, penultimate bar then, we'll keep our thumb on the E string, that D7 shape up on 4th fret, and we just pluck together. Don't do this, because some of it works and some of it really doesn't, so don't do that. If you don't want to pluck, you could just strum those 3 that you're holding down. And then when you get to 5th, just the bottoms. But I don't know, I think there's something quite nice about getting the bass note in with it anyway, especially if you've done the whole piece with accompaniment. So you pluck E and pluck up with these, so as if you're pinching together with your hand. And you really want to bring those out. So if you get lots of that E string, then try and pull it back a bit. Just go, right, less pressure on that one, more on these ones, or less force. A bit more like that, good. And then thumb onto the A string and plucking upwards again. Here we go. All right, and obviously, as I always say, keep your right hand down by the sound hole, then it's out of your way. And you'll get a better sound and you won't hurt your arm. I'm just doing it so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So, all the way through, let us do it. All right, we can do it. Oh, and I haven't mentioned those chords at the end. there were 4 beats each. You'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm pretty sure you knew that anyway. The reason is because they're filling up the entire bar. There's nothing else in there. There's nothing underneath, so they're long notes. All right, all the way through. I'm gonna give my right arm a break because it's really starting to hurt. It's not good for you to be up here the whole time. So let's see if we can go all the way through. Nice, slow, steady. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I quite like it on the end, I must admit, guys. A nice little flick at the end, a staggered flick. Worth doing, cool. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this one as much as I enjoyed tabbing it. I got so excited. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye, guys. Bye.